blessing. So then, in the 33 history of the agency, what have you witnessed as the needs of the children and the needs of the families?
Sure. I think as I really step back and assess all the problems and challenges our children and families have, it goes back to a basic thing. It is having a very strong family structure, a very strong structure.
Yes.
And with that structure comes those who are able to know that they're ordered by God, those who have faith in what's happening, they have hope. They have a vision for themselves, a vision for their children and families. And then, of course, that their jobs, and that they can work in those jobs and provide for their children. And so strong family has been critical. Good economic sources to care for a family is critical.
Yes,
A quality education is critical. Living in vibrant neighborhoods is critical. And so I see with many families, those things are absent. There's an absence of a very strong family structure. There's an absence of good paying jobs. There was a time you can get out of high school and go and get a good job at Ford, Chrysler, GM,
Absolutely
and
right.
care for a
That's
family,
right.
middle class
That's right.
lifestyle.
Those days do
It's
not
gone.
exist anymore.
It's gone.
That's right.
Quality education, we have some great schools. Kids are good at good education. We have too many that are not great schools.
That's right.
And so it's impacting the quality of life for the next generation.
That's right.
So those are critical issues beside the basic needs of the absence of food, shelter, and clothing. And so those things are absent because those fundamental family structures, like head of household, strong family structure, good job that can care for a family, and quality education and vital neighborhoods, those are crumbling. And so many of our families are suffering because of those things are not there for them.
Yeah, and those are very diverse needs as
Yes.
well. So what do you see as being your greatest challenge in providing these needs?
Yeah. Well, I have a great group of very talented staff who are very, very committed. And so we have been very resilient in trying to acquire the resources, the talents to help families. And so we're not challenged by the absence of knowing what to do. We're not challenged by the absence of serving families. We're not challenged by knowing that this is a ministry and that we love what we do. What we're challenged by, or I'm challenged by, is a notion as we touch families' lives, can we create in them a sense of hope for themselves? Can we inspire them?
Yes.
Can we encourage the heart? Can we have them walk by faith? Now, these are things you don't find in the textbook in terms of how you do this. But from my heartbeat, I know that if we can help families to have hope for themselves, to be inspired, to be encouraged, that they then, with the help that we give, can then begin to lead the kind of lives for themselves and their kids that will help them succeed in life. And so our job is to not only help families through our social service needs by providing resources, by teaching skills on how to manage your family, but it's also to inspire them to have hope in themselves, that they can cope with their environment and handle their challenges on a daily basis.
And when we speak of family, certainly we think of community. So tell me, if you can, please, how have you engaged the broader community in the work that you do?
That's an excellent question. We began years ago focusing on children, and then we had a eureka. Children live in families, so you must focus on families to help children. And the second eureka was this: families live in neighborhoods.
That's right.
So to help families, you
That's
got
right.
to help the broader neighborhood.
That's right.
And so we have begun to embark upon tremendous broad-based community engagement. That when you think about a neighborhood and think about a family, think about children, what helps the quality of life is what is in surrounding that home, what's in that neighborhood
That's
that can really reinforce quality of life. Are there accesses to resources? Something as simple as, can they walk to the corner store and access fresh fruits and vegetables at the corner store? Can they walk somewhere and get the services they need? And so what has happened is we find that in some neighborhoods, there is really an absence of basic needs that families can walk to and acquire. Is there appropriate recreational facilities for them to recreate? Or there appropriate family-type recreational facilities? And so in some neighborhoods, there's an absence of those things. So our work then is to work within the broader context of a neighborhood to make sure that it's a vibrant neighborhood that supports the life of children and families. And so we have a couple of really small strategies. They're not, revolutionary. And one is this: We have embarked upon a strategy of organizing the old traditional block clubs.
Absolutely.
On a given block, you organize the residents.
That's right.
And you organize them to empower themselves to say, in this neighborhood, on this block,
That's right.
here are our standards.
That's right. Because those things worked.
They work.
They worked.
That's
We've
right.
gotten away from a lot of the
Right.
things that actually work.
Right. And so we're pleased to say that in neighborhoods across the city, we have been making an impact by organizing residents. And they have become organized where they realize what power they have. If a street light is out, I know who to call and say, this light is out.
That's right.
It must be back on because it's a safety issue for my neighborhood. They have those skills to do that. And so it's an issue of really equipping people to know what tremendous power they have to make a difference in their lives and teaching them that every one person's voice does count. And so when there are challenges on your block or you have an issue about beautification, don't call the mayor, call your neighbors.
That's right.
Organize yourself.
That's right.
Or if there are things that the mayor should be doing of the city, then you organize and ask for an audience for that. And so that kind of community empowerment is what's helping to make a difference. Now, it has not gone to scale, but we're seeing absolutely great results in pockets across this city.